Hyperpop era needs to be talked about. Next time, you need to include the Hyperpop, Sinjakor, and Nova Gang era. So you're just talking about new underground, alright. So it seemed that I've missed some eras from the last video, but in today's video, we're going over the eras that I missed. You know, I've read all the comments and I think I am ready and prepared to make this video. But the first era I'm going to talk about is going to be regalia in 2022. Now this genre alone is known for its melodic sound, its slow drums, with its beats just sounding overall more elegant compared to other underground beats. And the artists that are really driving this artist during its prime was really DevStax, Jace, and Isaiah TG. And my personal takeaway from this whole scene gotta be Scriptures by DevStax. This album is amazing, and I feel like it's definitely not talked about as much as it should be. But on the top of that, this is also a scene that also has touched the mainstream a little bit, with Lil Uzi Vert making a regalia song back in 2022 during its prime on his EP Pink and White.
Final Fantasy, got the strategy. Final Fantasy, she can stand. Final Fantasy,
But it's also good to know that this era, this genre has took inspiration from games like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy, from their in-game music to even their aesthetic. Now next era I'm going to talk about is going to be cloud rap. Now this was at its peak during the mid 2010s, and when I was researching this, I really realized how much this has influence on a generation now. Now I think some very important names to be mentioned for this era gotta be Space Ghost Perp, Black Craig. There's a lot of other people that made a great influence in this genre. The way to describe cloud rap is kind of like dreamy-like beats where you're kind of like floating on it a bit into rap. And many mainstream artists now has started a career doing cloud rap.
I ain't gotta lie, you already know. He can't kill our vibe, girl, you ain't his.
But some of my takeaways from this cloud rap era gotta be Watch My Back from Lucky. And I recommend checking out some of the projects from Kanye God. And also just checking out the music from the people I just listed before. But the genre's not all the way dead. There's still some people actively making music like this. And you can definitely still hear hints of this sound in a lot of mainstream music and just everyday music now. The next era I want to talk about is going to be Sinjakor. But the main people I'm going to talk about is going to be Axe, his whole collective, Jewel Set, 67, and his collective Greed. Now I remember this era being at its prime during COVID when everyone's unemployed and many people were really bored, and that's where I landed here. This is basically more experimental rap music, you know, sped up vocals, tag spamming randomly in the song, and overall just more darker beats. Really music you really have to have, you know, experienced, trained ears to really enjoy and like it. But you'd be surprised at how much influence this era has had on mainstream artists like Osama-san. Like a lot of effects he has in his songs can debatably be from Sinjakor. Before he even blew up, he was making music like this before. But as of now, 2025, those two collectives I just named, Jewel Set and Greed, both of them are dead. They've been dead. And this genre is barely even made today. Like, Axe is still making this type of music, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anyone's tapping into that. I'm gonna be honest. And most of the original members in Greed has either stopped making music or just switched the whole sound completely. And then Jewel said there's just allegations and drama, and that's basically why that broke up. But my main takeaway from this scene gotta be 67. Like, some of his music is just so replayable, and I come back to this sometimes.
Real vampires waiting for the shit. I just wanna die cause this nigga so real vampires waiting for the shit. I just wanna die cause this nigga so. She said that she needed me, she treat me like a deity. She said that she needed me, she treat me like a deity. She said that she needed me, she treat me like a deity.
Now the last genre we're gonna talk about is going to be Hyperpop. Now I low-key kinda hate some of the artists in this genre and hate some of the music from it. But we're gonna look past that and look at the things that I like about this era, which I'm mostly gonna talk about Quinn and Nova Gang. Now Hyperpop is basically pop music, but it's high pitched, you know, it's more faster. It's overall just a more chaotic version of pop music. And Nova Gang is a collective in this genre that's one of the pioneers of it. Now again, this is mostly at its peak during COVID. But this era has definitely influenced our music today with Xavier So Bass and Nespen, which I think both of them were in Nova Gang before. But I definitely recommend going through this collective and listening to some of their music.
Is you all been flogging, posted on my watch list, say that you invincible, okay nigga watch it. Dopa?
You alone now, I can find you a photo. Come and see me in the back, swinging doors up.
Now Hyperpop in the big 2025, I see a lot of people saying this genre is dead, which that is untrue. Especially when there's artists like 2 Hollis, which yes, he's a hyperpop artist. I've also been seeing this other underground hyperpop artist, Jane Remover, she's going crazy. But compared to its prime, it's nowhere near its prime, that's for sure. Now I would say original hyperpop is dead, but we've seen that artists now are evolving hyperpop and mixing it with different sounds. And that evolution can be seen in all different eras I mentioned in this series. An era of music that's at its peak and falls off can be a stepping stone for evolution of a new sound. But this will conclude the video. If you made this far, you might as well like, sub, and I'm gone.
This I wanna be my bae. Off these press will be okay. I can't link, I'm in that A. Got the ass to be my bae. I play ball like NBA. Got too much hoes like anyway. Put racks on clothes like I'm too paid. We play ball like no 2K. I throw shots, get out my way. Like me and you, let's spend a day. I feel up, they call me crazy. I told two.